Oh, this is a good view.
Yes, this entices you in, doesn't it?
It's great to have these different types of proposal, different types of question making around stone and geometry and different solutions to set almost like a palette, setting people off on different trajectories. So it's kind of like a mini retrospective here, of different ways
yes,
of
that's right.
carving, different
well,
ways
that's right, because it's
seeing in the stone.
It is, and I find that quite refreshing for me. It's a chance to see them out, and also see what they do and see how people respond to them. When you came in first, you said, "Oh, you like that one."
Yeah.
And I can understand that, and that tells me something about your approach and your interest.
Some of them look like, I don't know the age in terms of your oeuvre, but some of them look like that work over there.
It's a very old work.
Yes.
I went on to develop that in Japan as a 10-metre column of granite, and it sort of became a much more resolved sort of thing. I mean, I like that one over there, which is called Two-Part Invention. It's called Two-Part Invention because it's like a Bach fugue or something that has a theme. So what you get, you've got that sort of reiteration, that exploration of a journey, and then you see the journey in reverse, and then it resolves into this sort of splendid chord on the top. So it's kind of, people respond well to this one. I mean, in a sense, I suppose it's a kind of study, but I never went on to make it bigger, and I wouldn't. And I've never made it satisfactorily smaller. So it was probably about the right size for that idea.
Right. Funny, look at that phrase I heard recently, Ansi Caro called grass, the great defeater. How do you deal with the great defeater?
Well, you join it.
You join it.
Let it grow. This was part of the condition of this space, that it was a natural conservation area, and I thought that's terrific. I will see these pieces in relation to the grass. I think that's very important for these, and totally different from the ones in the cloister. That sort of. I'm going to have a talk with the society in Norwich, the Japanese society, and they're quite interested too, because I went to see the great Japanese garden sites. Spent quite a lot of time there quietly on my own. I'm not pretending this is anything remotely like that, but the principle of having an enclosure which has a finite size to it, but by putting things in, you can play with the scale of it and make it seem very much bigger, or compress it down. And I quite liked the fact that this is a sort of an exercise in orchestrating this space.
I mean, we're 2025, and nowadays, in terms of visual art, visual culture, there's so much to look at, so much to online in the world. Sculpture is a very special, particular thing, isn't it? What do you think, as a sculptor can offer us?
Well, I think it is to do with stability in one sense. It's stability, and let's reflect. I mean, these are very reflective works, aren't they?
Contemplative.
Contemplative, yes. So there's that one out there. I quite like it when you see it as you're going around it here. As you get to here, so I placed it so that you've got sort of maximum sense of its three-dimensional quality against the spire there.
It relates obviously nicely to the work in there. There is a geometrical logic to it.
Yes.
But at the same time, I think one's tempted is to relax into it more as a viewer and take it in more bodily, intuitive ways.
Exactly.
Rather than worry about the numbers.
I worry about the numbers, but then that's in order to present people with the effect that they might have from it. So the only justification really is what kind of what it does for your stomach when you're near it.
And this stone is amazing.
It is incredible, isn't
it? On a bright summer's day, this must really
dazzles.
Yeah. Where's it from, this stone?
Brazil. Light's getting stronger all the time. You see, this one here is the original form for all 5 of these. The others are all subsections of this one. You can see there's a 5-sided face there, and there it's 4-sided because one piece has been sliced off. That's been sliced off, that's sliced off. So there's a kind of procedure through them. It's not exactly a logical sequence, but I've set them out so that they're at their most animated. I think the different geometries give quite different personalities, actually. This one is very full, and of course this is the most regular. And some of them are quite lean, and some of them are quite asymmetrical. Apparently they aren't actually, but they seem to be asymmetrical.
I like the way they read almost as a set of proposals, puzzles for people to work with, then move on to the next one.
Yes.
So you are encouraged to kind of obviously go along the line, but also to stop and pause. The relationship to the interior is really, really special. I mean, I think this feeling that they're part of the same family, material family, but they've all led very different lives.
Yes.
To the stone that supports them.
Indeed.
They feel very now. They feel kind of, they've just arrived and they're kind of still working out their place in the world and offering themselves up to viewers to make sense of them in this environment, which is incredibly passenated. The worn away surfaces and those clean edges are so sharp. How do you feel about people laying their hands on the work and touching it?
Well, oddly enough, I can tell how many people have been here because I can read the surface.
Right.
I know when they get slightly. It's amazing how quickly they get the grease on them. I quite like that. I think that's fine because they're not pristine museum exhibits that have to remain imperfect. There's enough perfection in the geometry in the first place, and it just gives you a. Can you see how that edge is slightly darker?
Yeah. Does the age, the approximate age of stone interest you? Are you interested in the geological histories of the material?
Yes, I mean I know this is beyond any sense of history as I understand it, whereas the limestone is relatively modern. It's only 150 million years old. Well, this is the dawn of time, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, it's so far back that it's just a mystery. I can't imagine the context in which that was made, whereas with Portland stone, I can just imagine the sea. I can even see the shells. I can imagine them flipping out of them and getting stuck in a wave, you know. Whereas this doesn't have that kind of life in it, so it has its own sort of immutability. It's kind of, it's a very severe environment to be working with, and yet, if you animate it in some way, as these are, it kind of comes to life. And I think that kind of counterpoint of them being so static and so heavy, and yet so dynamic, it's quite interesting.
In terms of, obviously we're in a religious context here, and I think that they sit very interestingly. For those who want to find connections to that, it's there. And for those who want to see them in more secular terms, it's there as well. They sit very poised, very balanced, and amenable to interpretation.
I like to feel that they don't tell you what to think.
Yeah.
But they encourage you to think about them.
Exactly. I think they're incredibly special.